where to begin with this chapter. So I'll start with a cover page. We see Nami drinking some drinking away with some cats. The start of this chapter came out super early as well, so that was a neat surprise. But honestly, the emotional chapters keep on pouring out. I thought last week was enough, but oh man, um, I don't want to think next week. By the way, we're on 1 week break, but Oda has really set the mark with last week's chapter and this emotional chapter. So let's let's start off with let's bring everything up to speed. First off, Big Mom, now aware that one of the commanders, I guess she's got made aware that Cracker's been taken down. Uh, she's obviously in a rage. A rage causes a storm. We see the thunder clouds. We see the sun. Uh, we see Nami freaking the hell out, and who wouldn't? Because we heard what happened to a Rogue or a Rouge when this happened to him. So and then Big Mom sends all the Big Mom pirates, the big dog pirates, which I guess their impressive bounties to attack Luffy. But Luffy being Luffy, sticking to his guns, not moving to that spot until Sanji comes back. However, the problem is, and I'll get into the cliffhanger at the end. Now that becomes a problem because if Luffy doesn't move, I mean, towards the end, he's unleashing a Gatling on the Big Mom Pirates, but I don't know how much longer he can keep on going. He obviously can't go into Gear 4. Nami's repeatedly begging Luffy to, he doesn't have to get away from the spot, just hide in them, I guess, in bomb in the homies, so Luffy doesn't get discovered. Because if Luffy gets caught, he's done. And the problem is, this chapter becomes more and more of a setup with Sanji and the meeting between Sanji and Puddin. We do get the interaction with Vince Smokes meeting up with the Big Mom Pirates for the first time. Obviously, Judge saying, what comes first and foremost is the happiness of our children, which is complete bullshit because he doesn't give a fuck about Sanji, nor does his bros. We didn't see the expressions of Reiju in this chapter. I'm kind of surprised but all the emotions came out of Puddin and Sanji, in my opinion. But what more can I say? The year of Sanji is heating up big time, and I did not. What does this mean now for the Straw Hats? Because because with Puddin and now Sanji, and throughout Puddin slips a note to Sanji saying they wanted a private conversation, but the problem becomes now is little Puddin is waking. I don't know if it's like if it's like a work or if she's serious, but she's forcing her way into Sanji's heart, and little by little, he does go on to say he has a similar speech that Robin had when it came to when Robin was talking to Iceberg back in Water 7. She was talking about how she doesn't care as long as the rest of the Straw Hats are saved. She's willing to sacrifice herself to CP9. Sanji said a similar thing in text. It doesn't matter. The only way to make sure they become safe is to make sure that I disappear. So, but we know Luffy's not going to happen. So that adds an interesting dialect into this whole scenario, because obviously we kind of knew that Sanji didn't want to go for it, but he summed up everything that he was going through to the point where he ripped his surgery repaired mask off, so he revealed how he got beaten up by his bros. Puddin was shocked as anybody else, but I think more and more Sanji's getting that longer waited romance that we didn't think he would get. So, but what this means now, and I'm not gonna lie, I almost got teary-eyed during the live reaction, because what this signifies now, with the homies ambushing, and you can see the concern in Nami's face, so that obviously it's a concern. So she obviously wants to get Sanji, but knowing that Luffy's predicament right now, Nami puts into context. Listen, look at who you're up against. You're up against Big Mom, a Yonko. There's no way Luffy's ready right now. But I think Oda has to do this now because if he doesn't take care of Big Mom pirates, Luffy doesn't really have many allies. And the thing that shot the hell out of me is that Sanji went ahead and said, I don't have any allies anymore. But he says to Puddin, you are my only savior right now. And Sanji and Puddin, they come up with a way to like, kind of like, they were talking about getting the keys to Sanji's handcuffs, but then Puddin's like having second thoughts because she's like disobeying Mom, and we know what she thinks about how much fear she has from Big Mom. So all in all, it's like it's an emotional roller coaster throughout this entire chapter, but it's all about Sanji, and I'm curious, is he really? If he doesn't mind, he said. Puddin says, if you really don't mind it, then Sanji, let's do it. Let's get married. So it's like it's not forced anymore. It looks like it's legit. Like Puddin and Sanji are starting to have feelings for one another. I think that this may equal to Sanji and Puddin joining the Straw Hats right now, because right now the only way, even if Sanji does end up marrying Puddin, the only way for that to matter anymore is if Luffy somehow manages to take down Big Mom. If Sanji goes for this marriage, he's no longer technically part of the Straw Hat Pirates. However, if Big Mom is now under control, then does that mean that Luffy can actually recruit Sanji and Puddin to rejoin the Straw Hats? So that means there's obviously more motivation than ever for Luffy to fight Big Mom. This confirms no way in hell there's going to be an alliance now, because Big Mom is pissed that Cracker got taken down, and Luffy is adamant about staying put until Sanji feeds him. But given the circumstances, what's going to happen? I don't know. The Straw Hats have to be made aware of what's going on right now, because if they're not careful, and Luffy's going to get taken out. That's straight up, because you got Big Mom pirates. I guess the big dogs you got led by Bobbins. They're going to attack Luffy, so I don't know how much more he can take. But what do you guys think? Is this really going to be the end for Sanji, or maybe that's the only way I can see this going, because Sanji's dead set with his marriage now, and that obviously means that the moment that happens, Sanji's with the Big Mom pirates, and he's no longer part of the Straw Hats. So the only way to reverse that if Big Mom can be taken out by Luffy or Sanji, and maybe because Sanji did say he was willing to fight Big Mom in order to get his handcuffs, but he can't do anything with it. So I wonder if somebody's going to betray. Somebody has to break up that wedding. I'm telling you now. I've got a prediction. Even though we've got a hiatus coming up, I think somebody's going to gate-crash the wedding. It's set in stone, because if this goes on, he's no longer part of the Straw Hats. Luffy did say to Nami before he was going to go up against the Big Mom pirates, go up if you want, but I'm staying here. So Nami might be the one that interrupt the wedding. I don't know. But I said this before, it would be a nice throwback to Thriller Bark, but it's like he's dead set with his marriage now, so I don't know what's going to happen here. It's an emotional roller coaster. Oda being on one hiatus, it is what it is, and I think he deserves it, especially with the last two chapters. Yeah, amazing stuff. The year of Sanji's about to hit a crescendo, and for the first time, maybe Sanji's met his real romance, maybe, and maybe Puddin's going to become part of the Nakama as well. We'll find out sooner or later, but that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you did. Post your comments down below. What do you think about this chapter? What do you think about Sanji and Puddin? What do you think? What's going to happen next? What's going to happen to Luffy now? Can you imagine how pissed off he's going to be now? But comment, rate, subscribe. Catch you guys later. Bye.